Faith gets swatted, Randall's out of bounds, and Bravo stars serve up the rebounds. Brutal splits, juicy makeouts, and OMG hookups, here's the drama we can't stop talking about.
I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart that I've never loved you more than this moment right here.
Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney met 2 years before cameras started rolling on their relationship. The two weathered many storms during their 9 seasons on the show, including fights over Tom's alleged infidelity. While they ultimately tied the knot in 2016, the two called it quits 6 years later and announced their divorce in 2022. On Instagram, Tom lamented, "How am I supposed to capture 12 years of love in a f***ing canned Instagram caption? Katie and I are separating. Fully respect Katie's decision, and we've had healthy, productive conversations about it." But their castmates had their own feelings about the fizzled-out romance, and they weren't holding back. Though Katie warned her co-stars not to pick sides, Sheena Shea's hubby Brock Davies hinted that he had during an interview with Zach Peter.
It's just a preference. I prefer to be around one of them as opposed to the other.
According to the shade he threw at Katie via an Instagram comment, Brock and Sheena appear to be fully Team Schwartz. It's been quite the journey for Raquel Leviss and James Kennedy. Raquel made her debut in 2016 after James had been romantically involved with Kristen Doty and Lala Kent in prior seasons. Sir Employee Number 3 seemed to be the charm for James, with his new girlfriend supporting his sobriety and weathering his ongoing drama with family and cast members. In 2021, Raquel announced the pair's engagement on Instagram, writing, "I'm over the Coachella moon.
Raquel is my fiancé. You hear that? Raquel is my fiancé!"
On season 9 of the show, the two appeared to be head over heels in love, so fans were shocked when they announced their split that same year. At the reunion, Raquel said she felt that something wasn't right, adding,
"I've been having nightmares about our wedding day."
According to the Give Them Lala podcast, James moved on quickly, meeting his new girlfriend Allie Luber just a month after he announced his split with Raquel. Not every cast member was present at Sheena and Brock's Cancun wedding in August 2022. When the fan account Pump Rules Bravo shared a news blast alleging that Katie had screamed at Raquel and Tom Schwartz after the two were caught making out, a fan noted that Katie did not attend the ceremony. Brock responded in a comment, "She was disinvited and rocked up anyways for a girls' trip." Katie responded to the same post with a popcorn emoji, writing, "I'm enjoying all these untruths."
"I think you're pathetic, I think you're drunk, and I think you're a loser."
"This does not affect me at all."
Raquel confirmed that the smooching sesh had indeed happened, telling the Daily Mail, "We just had fun, and we just, live in the moment, and I guess it felt right to share a kiss in the moment." As Schwartz confirmed to the outlet, the pair aren't dating. Still, that didn't stop Katie from throwing shade at Raquel. Responding to a post about Raquel on the Bravo fan account See You Next Monday, Katie wrote, "She's a fangirl, started as a fan of the show and now a fan of the Toms." In 2022, Raquel shed her pageant girl persona for some steamy castmate rebounds, and it wasn't just with Tom Schwartz. The reality star went on a few dates with former Vanderpump Rules co-star Peter Madrigal, telling Us Weekly, "He asked me out after my breakup, obviously, and I was like, well, why not, right? I'm a yes man now." That same year, Raquel was accused of hooking up with Oliver Saunders, who works at Lisa Vanderpump's Vegas restaurant, Vanderpump à Paris. Oliver's wife, Samantha, then took to Instagram to air her hubby's dirty laundry, posting, "Since Oliver has started working at Vanderpump à Paris, he has disrespected me and my kids in every way possible. I have found out he has made out with Raquel while filming Vanderpump Rules and plans to continue to go on a date with Raquel while filming." After Samantha hacked her husband's account to post the receipts, Oliver wrote on his Instagram stories, "I apologize for my son's mother putting my business out there. We are getting divorced." Apparently, there was more than one star in the market for a Bravo rebound. Newly divorced Tom Schwartz may have had his eyes on Southern Charm's Taylor Ann Green. Andy Cohen shipped the idea at BravoCon, but Tom found the suggestion awkward, not least of all because he's pals with the Southern Charm and Summer House gang, including Taylor's ex-boyfriend Shep Rose. As Tom confessed to Showbiz Cheat Sheet, "I'm usually pretty good at being diplomatic, but I kind of just shut down, blushed, and put my head down like a schoolboy."
I feel like I'm stalking him.
Taylor told Bravo that she tried to steal a birthday kiss from Tom at BravoCon, but didn't because Tom's mom was in attendance. Still, if the two ever end up as a Bravo crossover couple, Shep would support the union.
I love Thomas Schwartz. That would make me happy if she ended up with Thomas Schwartz.
Randall, Emma, and Lala Kent's 5-year relationship imploded when the film producer was caught cheating in 2021. Instagram sleuths spotted Randall returning to a Nashville hotel with 2 women, allegedly attempting to hide when he was noticed. After seeing the photos, Lala knew her fiancé was not who she thought he was and admitted as much on Jeff Lewis Has Issues.
I immediately was like sick to my stomach. Something's wrong. This person is not who you think he is.
Lala spent 12 days pretending everything was fine with Randall, while planning to move out while he was on a work trip. She claimed that during that time, Randall threatened to call the police if she left the house with their daughter, Ocean.
Which he did send people to watch me.
Okay.
Luckily, they didn't watch me move out.
In 2022, Randall opened up about the split on the Genuinely Gigi podcast.
I will never disparage or talk ill about her because she's Ocean's mom. There's always two sides to every story.
Right. But Lala had no problem spilling the tea, commenting on Instagram. Let's talk about it. He started a relationship with a 23-year-old in March of 2021, the same month I gave birth. Brock Davies caused quite a stir in season 9 when it was revealed he had an estranged relationship with the 2 children he shares with his ex-girlfriend. The star wasn't even allowed to see his kids until he paid off child support. Still, he and wife Sheena welcomed their daughter, Summer Moon, in 2021. Brock claims he paid his bills but told Us Weekly he has yet to speak with his kids.
It's going to be a long one to fix, that the damage was done with me and my ex. Now it's a waiting game.
Brock acknowledged on Watch What Happens Live that his ex's partner has been a stable presence in his children's lives. However,
through our separation, the kids in their environment that they have a great stepdad and their mother, and that's their families.
As for his portrayal on the show, Brock is apparently less than pleased with his edit. As he explained on No Filter with Zach Peter, it's unfortunate that it comes across as like deadbeat dad, because that's what I've dealt with since my separation with my ex. I thought that to be true until I met Sheena, until I had this opportunity to be a dad again. When Stassi Schroeder tied the knot with her longtime man Beau Clark, a few guests were notably missing: Brittany Cartwright and her husband Jax Taylor. Fans put 2 and 2 together when Brittany appeared on the Betches Moms podcast in June 2022, revealing, "With me and Stassi, there are some things going on, which I hate. I love her to pieces, and I wish we could figure this out." On Stassi and Beau's podcast, The Good, the Bad, the Baby, Stassi discussed the current situation, revealing, "To our faces, they are telling us that they are coming, but behind our back, Jax is texting Beau's best friend that they're not. Good friends don't do that. They don't talk shit about your wedding behind your back or pretend that they're coming and give a list of reasons why they're not coming to other people."
It's kind of sad.
Meanwhile, Brittany defended herself on Betches Moms, revealing legitimate reasons for why she and Jax couldn't attend the wedding. There had been issues with their son's passport as well as a death in the family. No true fan can forget when Jax famously told Tom Sandoval,
"You stop acting like you're the number one guy in this group, man. I'm the number one guy in this group."
The two have had a roller coaster of a relationship that left everyone else wondering where they stood. While Jax appears to have ditched his bad boy behavior for dad life, that doesn't mean he's above beefing with his former castmates. Back in season 2, Jax shocked viewers when he slept with Tom's girlfriend, Kristen. While Tom eventually moved on to Ariana Madix, the drama between the guys didn't quit. In 2021, Jax told Access Hollywood that he'd barely spoken to Tom since leaving the show a year prior.
It's nothing against him personal. I'm going a different way in my life, and he's going a different way in his life. Nothing wrong with that. It's just growing.
The two did come together in 2022 for a boat day, with Jax sharing photos to his Instagram stories, featuring his on-again, off-again frenemy, Tom. So maybe there's hope for these two after all. Stassi and Kristen ultimately got the Bravo axe when their co-star Faith Stowers revealed that they called the LAPD on her after misidentifying her as a black woman wanted for robbery. Faith dropped the bombshell on Instagram Live, telling Candace Rice that her co-stars called the cops after they found out she slept with Jax while he was still with Brittany.
They thought it was me because it was a black woman with a weave.
Stassi admitted to the ordeal on the Bitch Bible podcast, bragging about her and Kristen's plan to get Faith arrested. She even discussed comparing the pictures of a wanted criminal with photos of Faith to see if their tattoos and wigs looked alike. When Faith's interview caused the story to resurface in 2021, Bravo fired Stassi and Kristen, prompting apologies from both stars. Kristen posted to Instagram, "I'm ashamed, embarrassed, and incredibly sorry." Meanwhile, Stassi insisted that she had grown up a lot since she made these comments, adding, "What I did to Faith was wrong. I apologize and I do not expect forgiveness." Former cast member and LGBTQ+ activist Billie Lee claimed that appearing on the show left her wanting to take her own life. The star made her debut on season 6 and was open about her life as a transgender woman. In 2020, she revealed that on camera her castmates were supportive of her, but behind her back it was a different story. She told Page 6, I slipped into a really bad depression, and when the suicidal thoughts came in, that's when I knew I had to really, check my mental health and get back into order and disconnect myself from the whole Vanderpump stuff.
Even when the cameras aren't there, we still have the same drama.
Lee also claimed that Jax was annoyed by being corrected on acceptable trans terminology. The former cast member also alleged that Jax refused to film with her, claiming, he said, "Yeah, I didn't want you around because I don't want everything I worked hard for to be taken away. We shouldn't have to tippy-toe around Billie because she's trans." Speaking to In Touch that same year, Lee suggested that Jax wasn't transphobic, but was instead self-absorbed and ignorant. She clarified, "He's just an awful person." If you or anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline by dialing 988 or by calling 1-800-273-TALK, 8255.